Hey there. So today I'm going to talk about how you might be leaking your personal information without realizing it. I'm going to talk about three types of social engineering techniques, and it's shoulder surfing, snooping, and dumpster diving. And these are already things you probably know, so I'm just going to remind you about something you already know, really. So first one, shoulder surfing. And it's just what it sounds like. It's direct observation techniques. So if you've ever sat in a plane or a train or a bus and you have your device out and you may have noticed the person next to you is also looking at what you're looking at. Well, that might not be so good, right? There might be something on there you don't want this other person looking at. Or if you've ever been on the subway or on a train and you can see the reflection of someone's device in the window behind them, yeah, that's not so good either. So you always want to be careful of someone who can have direct observation on you when you're doing something that maybe you don't want other people to look at. And remember that this can be done at a distance now too. Someone with binoculars from high up, or a telescope, or nowadays a camera and a drone, those can all be direct observation techniques that look at you, that look basically over your shoulder at what you're doing. And maybe you don't want that. So got to be conscious of what's happening around you. And, maybe make a judgment call about whether you should be looking at certain things while you're out in public, right? Now, if you are someone who travels a lot, or you just happen to be out in public a lot because that's how it is for you, you can get things called privacy filters for your laptop and your mobile devices. They basically just narrow the angle of viewing field for your screen and just make it so that when someone looks over from the angle, they can't really see your screen. They just see kind of a blur. It's kind of like a bad TV that has a low viewing angle, right? If you're too far to the edge, you can't really see. Maybe a little better than that, but that sort of concept anyways. All right. Second thing, maybe not quite so complicated, is snooping. And snooping is basically just observing unsecured things that are around. And I mean this in the physical sense right now. You leave some papers on your desk. You leave something open on your computer while you walk away from it. If someone comes along and looks, they can basically snoop through your stuff, and maybe that's not what you want. So of course you want to do things like we've talked about before, making sure there's locks on devices, securing sensitive information in a drawer or a cabinet, make sure those kinds of things are locked. You just want to be conscious that you're not leaving stuff out for people to look at and giving them the opportunity to kind of see things maybe you don't want them to. And the third thing is called dumpster diving. And I think nowadays dumpster diving means looking in the garbage for free food. But in the security context, it's really about the security of garbage. Have you ever thought about security of garbage? Yeah, not very many people have. But as it turns out, you can get a lot of information from someone's garbage. And depending on the kind of information you're looking for, you'll look through different aspects of their garbage. Now, probably for most of us, that really comes down to personal information in documents or mail or other things that we receive that we might just throw in the garbage. And of course, you should never throw that kind of stuff just straight in the garbage. You should always shred it with a cross-cut shredder. It's just better, makes it harder to reassemble the paper if someone was inclined to try and do that. I'm not saying you got to put cameras on your garbage and watch it. I mean, businesses do that, but at home we probably don't need to do that. But we should be conscious that we're not throwing away our personal information that someone might be interested in getting on us, right? If you just throw away that credit card offer and throw it in the garbage, well, there's a chance it could wind up somewhere and someone could have it. So it's better for you to shred that before you just toss it. So these three things, dumpster diving, shoulder surfing, snooping, what do these have in common? Well, they're all things that you have to give some conscious thought to. Right? They require some awareness of your situation and what's going on around you. And that's kind of why I want to bring them up today. You really need to develop a bit of a security mindset, right? There's lots of information that's now available on us, and we're leaking our personal information all the time already. This is something that's really under your control, for the most part at least, that you can take control of and make sure that you're not leaking personal information in this way. And then you can feel good that you're not doing that. Alrighty, I hope that was something to think about. This is a quick one today. You have yourself a great weekend. And of course, I welcome any feedback, any topic requests, any questions, you let me know. Have a good one. Bye-bye.